Within the supply chain management, you have a very important process which is called as supplier selection process. In this supplier selection process, you have supplier evaluation, which is first part, which is immediate requirement. Before you say yes or no to supplier, before you say yes we can buy, you have to do a supplier assessment, supplier evaluation, supplier selection. So first evaluate the supplier. Various parameters are available for that. You may have market feedback, you may have authenticity, you may have credibility, or many parameters considered under supplier evaluation. In addition to that, you need to see whether the alternative supplier is available or not. If there is a sole supplier, then it's a problem. For example, in your near your Kalikaman, if you have only one shop, okay, or only one hotel, then you don't have any choice. Okay, you have to go there, have the food, have this tea or coffee or whatever, and whatever quality gives, you have to be happy with that. So similarly, if there is no alternative, then you have challenges. So it is always required as a business to have alternative supplier. Have a performance measurement that can be through BSC, that is balanced scorecard. So monitor them, measure their performance, assess the manufacturer supply chain strategy, whether it is working, not working, whether it is a lean supply, whether it is agile strategy, what is that? And then you select the supplier. So there are methodologies. It may be through audit, it may be through different methodologies which are adopted for the supplier selection process. After the supplier is selected, then you procure. So procurement process or buying process has different aspects in that. And very important is planning, product planning, material planning. When do you require what material? When do you require ingredient? When do you require packaging material? What type of packaging material is required? So all that need to be planned, and that is based on various data analysis. What are the trends? How is the performance? How the demands are increasing? Which season demand increases, and so on. We have one sweet manufacturer. Before 1 month of Deepavali, right from, you can say, after Ganpati Pujan, from Ganpati to Deepavali, they work day and night and produce 80% volume of 1 year. See the business, 80% volume in just 2.5 months. Whereas rest 9.5 months, 9 months, they cater only 20% requirement. See the planning required for this 2.5 months. When I went to the facility, I which was full of utensils, extra machines, and I was surprised to see that. I said, why do we need this? Why don't you remove it? He said, sir, no, this is required. This is required for 2.5 months time. And we need to preserve this for almost 9.5 months. So in this business, you need a very religious planning for that season activity. Then you have removal of supplier, selection of supplier, giving them contracts. There may be certain standstill period where you don't have any orders, where you don't have any requirement of material. Then you start with the contract period, okay, and then follow up of supplies, which date it is coming, when it is coming, which material is coming. So this is how procurement process goes. Okay. So when we say network optimization, you need to have certain software, certain hardwares to decide how the information will be captured. So it can start with the retail store, or it can start with the customer. Customer will raise requirement to retail. Retail will raise requirement to warehouse. Warehouse will raise requirement to the manufacturing or distribution. But in between there is a transportation, which may take time. From manufacturing, it can go to supplier. Supplier may be having manufacturing facility. And from this manufacturer supplier, it may go to his supplier. Okay, so one question is there. As grower point of view, example, banana grower want to sell his product to industry with a little quantity, but buyer is asking him to supply throughout the year. How can he come across the issue to get better price? See, for this, you have to have a contract farming. Okay, now which is permitted. So ideally, now what is happening? Industry cannot take the product as per the availability. They need product as per the demand, as per their requirement. Okay. So the raw material should be available throughout the year. And it is not that it cannot be. That is why it is being asked. If it cannot be, then the buyer will not ask. But because there is another farmer which is ready to give, the buyer is asking everyone. So what ideal is done in this case? You create a group of 10 or 20 people, 25 people, and you manage your that 25-acre land collectively in phases. So half an acre is started today. After 3 months, the next half acre starts. After 3 months, next half acre starts, like that. So you have a consistent product throughout the year to be supplied to buyer. This is how the fresh produce market is managed now. We have a couple of friends who are into fresh product export. So they are managing group of 30 farmer, 40 farmer, 100 farmer, 200 farmer, where the sowing and harvesting is planned activity. So this is also part of supply chain. It's a supply chain management. You have to plan your sowing so that your delivery will happen in so and so month. A classic example. Thanks for asking this question. Okay. So different aspects considered when you design your network. How many number of facilities you have? Which locations those facilities are? What are the different technological factors? What is the size of facility? How you are leveraging on the transportation cost, or you want to take the benefit of transportation cost? You have a manufacturing facility, raw material availability in certain area. A classic example of, I don't know whether you are aware, Tamil Nadu, there is a Krishnagiri district, and in Andhra Pradesh, there is one Chittor district. These two districts are popular for Totapuri mango. Have you heard about this? Are you aware? Hello? Because I'm only talking, there is no response from your side. I'm really sorry to say, but you people are not responding. Despite so knowledgeable, educated, I was thinking that it would have been a very interactive session. So,
hello, Pakade sir. Sorry, sir. Can I interrupt you?
Yes. Yes, tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please, if you can unmute everyone, they're asking.
Okay.
There's a message in chat.
Okay.
So
Okay.
maybe it can be interactive.
Okay, ma'am. I'll
Right.
give permission to the all.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thanks. Now all participants unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yes, Dr. Juyal, sir.
Sir. Sir, I would like to add to your information regarding that question. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. You're audible. You can go.
I am asking to Mr. Sanjay Indani, sir.
Yes.
Sir, regarding that short shelf life products. So, for short shelf life products, the edible films and coatings are we can enhance the shelf life. And for I know Dr. Kiran Nagnawar is my classmate, so he's asking about the milk products. So for milk products, a very good machine is a slab surface heat exchanger, which can which and ultra high temperature processing at a temperature of 135 to 150 degrees centigrade is being done. So
Doctor,
yes, sir.
All these processes are already being industrialized, and industry is doing that.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So industry is doing that. So now when we say the challenge of short shelf life product or challenge of seasonal product, like there was example of banana.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
So there you have to have some different strategy. Okay. So
Okay.
individual product will call for a different strategy, right?
Okay.
So that is how it has to be taken. So I was explaining the transportation advantage or cost of transportation, how you want to leverage. So I was asking Krishnagiri, have you heard about Krishnagiri district and Chittor district, which are the largest producer of Totapuri mango?
Okay.
So there are more than 150 processing units in these two districts, 150 processing units, and the production of these two districts is more than 100 lakh metric ton mango pulp. 100 lakh metric ton mango pulp.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
So what they do, raw material is available there, they process there itself, and then the finished product is transported. So depending upon your strategy, you have to decide what kind of network.
Regarding that banana grower, so he can make a spray dried powder, and transportation cost is also being reduced, and he will get the product throughout the year.
Now,
spray dried powder, he can make it.
Now, doctor, to make a spray dried product, whether 1 acre land is sufficient, whether 2 acre grower is sufficient, whether that plant will be feasible, then you will say the plant is costing 1 crore rupees, and the growth and the grower is saying I have only 5 acre land, it will not be feasible. So it's a different perspective of the business. Okay. So we have to see what best is feasible. Now, when you say spray dried banana powder,
Yes,
we have
sir.
to see whether it is where it is application, what kind of material they want. Now they
Hmm.
don't want brown product, they want white only. How do you do
Hmm.
that? So there are multiple challenges. So we have to understand what is the business requirement, what is the product requirement, what is the feasibility.
Actually, sir, I am not an MBA, na, so that's why I'm not being able
Hey,
to.
doctor,
Yes,
you
sir.
need
Yes,
not
sir.
be MBA. You need not be MBA. Just apply common sense. That's all, doctor. You need not be MBA. I'll tell you. Just think that you want to start this. Okay.
Okay.
You want to start this. You want
Okay.
to put a money. Now you think what direction you start thinking. You will
Hmm.
start thinking, oh, अरे मेरा प्लांट चलेगा कि नहीं चलेगा, मेरा प्रोडक्ट बिकेगा कि नहीं बिकेगा, कौन सा प्रोडक्ट चाहिए मार्केट में. Like that you will start thinking. So think that you are going to put money, then all ideas will come. Okay. Right.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So these are different methodologies, network design components you have to consider, and you have to decide your network aspect.
Sir, namaste.
Haji.
Sir, I'm Dr. Kiran here.
Yes,
Just I
doctor.
have one more question, sir.
Yes.
If anybody want to launch a new or innovative products in a market,
Yes.
but they don't have how much the markets, they are not yet studied the market study survey and all.
Yes.
Just they thought, okay, if I have produced this product, it will
Yes.
be it is an innovative product.
Yes.
Okay, it will be launch good. They are thinking.
Yes.
But when it's go to market, but they don't know how much it will go and where it will go. And if any cases are like that, how we can set up a initial ideas?
Okay. Now, doctor,
Okay.
as you have produced that product, right?
Yes, sir.
Now you have innovated that product, right?
Okay.
So you must be having some basic costing with that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this product will cost 20 rupees.
Okay.
Say for 500 gram, it will cost 20 rupees.
Okay.
Now this is at a lab scale. Okay.
Yes,
Now
sir.
you think that if you want to make a business, certainly this market or this cost will increase,
Okay.
margins will increase because you have different partners, you have distributor, you have retailer, so they will take their own share. You have transportation cost. So your MRP will goes to 50 rupees.
Yes,
50 rupees for 200 gram.
Yes.
Now, as a consumer, doctor, you ask yourself. Okay, you ask yourself in front of your mirror, you stand and you say, my dear friend, are you going to buy this product at 50 rupees?
No chance, sir. No chance.
If your inside says, yes, I am ready to buy, then you go to your people who are in the home. Okay, your parents, your wife, your brother, and you tell, look, this is what I have created. Okay, this is what is the product. Now, will you buy this at 50 rupees?
Okay.
And how many times you will consume this? Are you going to consume every week? Are you going to consume every month? Consume every 6 months? Okay. Make that product and you tell them. Rather, you don't tell them that you have made it. You say that I bought this product at 50 rupees. Now you tell me how it is tasting you. Take their honest feedback. And you say that we are going to buy this at 50 rupees. If they say, yes, this is good product, you succeeded. If they throw the plate, then you know where is the product.
Okay.
Right. So start with yourself.
Sir, same thing. It's the same. That
Yeah.
question is asked by the one innovative farmer. He produced one product and
Yes.
he came with to us and he's asking, sir, how much margin I have to keep? Sir,
Okay.
I'm fixing the MRP now. Now I am thinking it will go around in a Karnataka only.
Yeah.
If I'm thinking it's in a Karnataka, so sir, for fixing the price, how much margin initially I have to keep it for myself? He's asking. In that
Okay.
case, how can we answer him like that? You keep this percent, 10% or 20%. Based on what condition we have to guide him? It's how you are fixing this your margin.
See, basically,
Okay.
now when you say you are going to produce the product, you have to understand what will be the investment for this product?
Yes,
Right.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Right,
sir.
sir. Right, sir.
Okay.
Mhm.
If your investment is 20 lakhs,
Mhm.
okay, you will say, okay, 20 lakhs I'm investing. My
Mhm.
interest is say 2000 rupees for month. Okay.
Mhm.
In a month, I am producing 100 kg. So
Mhm.
every kg will be 2 rupees, something like
Mhm.
that. So calculate what will be the cost of production, what will be the interest rate, how much expenses you are going to get, what is packaging material, how much manpower you are going to keep, what will be the, so complete cost structure first you have to establish.
Okay.
Your
Sir, same
cost
thing.
structure is established, then
Okay.
you say, okay, I will keep 20% margin.
Mhm.
Now from this, after this 20%, as I
Mhm.
told you, you have distributor. So if you sell that product at 10 rupee, your distributor will say, okay, margin, your
Okay.
MRP is 20 rupees. I got product 10 rupees. I'll sell it at 12 rupees. Then it will go to retailer. Retailer will say, okay, I will sell it at 18 rupees. I will take 6 rupees. Okay, something
Okay.
like that.
Mhm. Right.
Now, if this
Mhm.
same product or similar
Mhm.
product, not same product, similar product is available at 15 rupees,
Mhm.
everything is at a toss,
Mhm.
isn't it?
Okay.
So it has to be a complete calculation. Okay, it cannot be ad hoc.
Sir, as such, what you suggested, like that they have calculated and break-even point also they have calculated.
Ah.
Based on that, we have fixed one price.
Yes,
But it's almost 3 to 4 times, almost nearly it's actually a real condition, I will tell, sir.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
really 10 time of the actual price it comes. If we kept it for the 5-year break-even point, it's almost 10 times the actual product price is hiked by 10 times. Then we thought, is it worth to buy by increasing that much price?
Exactly. So that is what, as a manufacturer, now you have to see that consumer should also be able to buy the product. Okay. You may offer 20% to retailer, you may offer 20% to distributor. Okay. You may keep 20%, but the
Okay.
consumer should buy at that cost. If
Right.
not, then everyone has to reduce the cost. Okay.
Okay.
That is what the strategy. So Shailendra ji has one question. Is it possible to provide directly from manufacturer to customer? How to decrease the middle chain? Yes, Shailendra ji, this is how these online portals are getting benefit of this strategy, that you don't have a middle people, you don't have wholesaler, you don't have distributor, you don't have retailer. So it is manufacturer to customer. Okay. So that is why the online business is picking up. Okay. Right. So SM distribution network you have to define and consider various factors. And what are those influencing factors? Yes, Chetan says this type of model was adopted by Patanjali. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. They have manufacturer and they have retailer. That's all. There is no one in between. But let me tell you, they have distributor also. But now they have put a app, okay, for direct buying. But if you see, the direct buying app is also giving the same price what the retailer is selling. It is not highly discounted price. And now anyway, Patanjali has become a big brand, 10,000 crore rupees. So they are least bother whether you buy it or not. Many people have burned their fingers in Patanjali because they have no return policy. So whatever you buy, it is your baby. That's all. Okay. So when you decide the supply chain management strategy, you have to look into response time, product variety, availability, what are the consumer preferences, customer preferences, lead time to the market, order visibility, and returnability. So just now, as we discussed, if there are any problem with the goods and it has to be returned, will that be allowed? And Patanjali doesn't allow it. Okay. So this is how the distribution network works on, depending upon what facility. If their transportation cost has to be low, then you have to increase the number of facilities. Okay. If the facility cost, if the facility is more, the facility cost will increase. Okay. If you have to increase the response time, you have to reduce the number of facilities. So these kind of strategies are worked out. So logistic, again, depending upon the number of facilities, you have to manage the logistic operations, because more number of facilities, you have to have more inputs from the logistic. Okay, because at multiple locations, you have to manage the inputs, multiple locations, you have to manage the outbound facilities, outbound logistics. So as number of facility increases, your logistic operations will increase. Okay, but there are certain advantages. Okay, even though your logistic operation increases, you have certain advantage, cost advantages, supply advantages. So that is why now the organizations are working on this module, that you increase the number of facilities and you manage the logistic operation. So when we say inventory or when we say supply chain management, one of the important aspect is inventory. I hope you are aware of this inventory term, because this is very, very important. You must be aware of inventory term. Are you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very
Recently, we undergone that.
Very good, very good, very good. So inventory can be your raw material, inventory can be your packaging material, inventory can be your in product, in finished product, semi-finished product, finished product. Okay, inventory at manufacturing facility, inventory at your distribution, inventory at retailer end. So all those inventories need to be considered. So different models work on that how you are going to manage your inventory. And the industry is now working towards lean management of the inventory. One more terminology is used, and that is JST, just in time, or JIT, just in time. So I require raw material. I will have a supplier ready to supply me the material in 1 day time or 2 days time. So I will keep inventory of only 2 days. If I don't have a lean structure and my supplier says, sorry boss, if you give me order, I will take minimum 1 week to supply, then I have to keep 1 week inventory. Okay, so many industries, they are working on just in time. I'll give you one classic example where we have worked on this JIT methodology. We have a very small restaurants in Mumbai. They're all operated by Shetties, and they have unique test. They follow all traditional processes, and trust me, they have not more than 100 square feet area, 10 by 10 square feet area, and there is a small kitchen of 50 square feet. Believe me, it is a smaller than your room's hostel. And that guy is running this hotel since like 30 years, 35 years. When we audited them, we suggested them this JIT method, just in time method. It is an association of 5,000 such restaurants. We called their association and we said, you call all your suppliers, put your association members into zones, zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, like that. So Western area 1 zone, Central area 1 zone, North area 1 zone, like that. And in each zone, you will have say 100 or 50 restaurants. You make the requirement of spices, raw materials, everything. वो दाल हो सकता है, राइस हो सकता है, चना दाल हो सकता है, मूंग दाल हो सकता है, चिली पाउडर हो सकता है, धनिया हो सकता है, whatever. The order to be placed on 24 hours before to the supplier, and next day morning that supplier will supply you. Just in time. There is no stock kept in the restaurant. Believe me, they are so happy and they are so clean. Even though they are spending 5 rupees more on the raw material cost, all the trouble has gone. wastages has been reduced, spoilage has been reduced, material management has reduced, cleanliness has improved, lot many advantages. So industry is working on this JIT model. So this was about supply chain. Now let us look into quickly, because I have only 10 minutes to discuss about traceability and product recall. So as we have seen a supply chain, the supply chain, as we discussed, that it processes material and it processes the information. So information right from manufacturer, supplier to the customer is passed during the supply chain. Even though it is a commercial information, it is important for traceability. I don't know whether you have gone to some market, fresh fruit market, vegetable market, or any mandi where the trading of different items happen. वो जवार हो सकता है, चना हो सकता है, wheat हो सकता है, rice हो सकता है, whatever. If you ask that trader whose raw material is this, that guy will not give you information, because he is worried that you will approach that supplier directly. But if you look at carefully the bag will have coding SCM, AGM, SBI. What is this? This is the code of supplier. We had been to Guntur for traceability exercise for the spices, and trust me, we could reach even up to the farm through the commercial traceability, because every trader, every broker, every agent has the information that these 5 bags have come from this grower, and that information can be utilized in the traceability. So the information which is passing through the various hands is nothing but traceability. If you split the word traceability, so it is ability to trace something, it is traceability. So ability to verify where from the raw material has come and where is your product. Okay, this forms a traceability, and traceability is a very, very important requirement under food safety, under regulation. There are many examples which have challenged, which have created the requirement of traceability and focused approach on the traceability to reach the source of contamination. There are n number of examples. And all these incidences have led to product recall. So any problem, any deviation in the product will lead to product recall. So you take back the product from the market, from the consumer, from the retailer, nothing but product recall. Okay. So how to ensure that the traceability is exercised, the traceability is effective? So you have 2 aspects of traceability. The first one is a trace and second one is a track. So these are 2 parameters under traceability. You trace your raw material, you trace your source, you trace up to farmer wherever possible, if required, and you track your product through the distribution chain, supply chain. As of now, in India, it is important to have traceability 1 step behind and 1 step forward. So everyone in the food chain will be responsible to manage and ensure traceability 1 step behind and one step forward. So I must know who is my supplier, what he has supplied. Supplier must know who is their supplier, where from it has come. That supplier must know where from it has come. So depending upon the raw material, depending upon the product, you need to go back till the grower, till the farmer. In certain cases, it is possible. In certain cases, it is not possible. In India, traceability to reach up to grower is very, very difficult because of agents, because of the information not made available, and many other examples, other challenges. But as I told, if required, we can reach, not every time. And to ensure that we are able to reach up to the farmer, the concept of contract farming has come. So contract farming ensures the traceability. Tracing is possible 100% in case of contract farming. And that is why in case of fresh fruit and vegetable, contract farming is made advantage. All retailers importers, they impose on the contract farming because they're sure of traceability. Through the batch numbers, through the lot numbers, and through different other methodologies, you can track your product. So tracking is easy, but again, when it comes to retailer, the tracking is lost. From manufacturer, tracking happens up to the distributor. From distributor, in certain product it is maintained. Most of the product it is lost, because when the distributor makes invoice to wholesaler, he doesn't mention batch number, he doesn't mention lot number, and the traceability information is lost. So these are challenges in the industry, and the same challenge will have in product recall. So when you don't know which batch you have supplied to whom, you will not be able to recall the product. One classic example, doctor, in product recall, you have seen a biggest recall in India of a noodle company. That was the only recall which has happened.
Yes, sir.
And
No,
there,
no.
yes, and there, because the traceability was not maintained by distributor, by wholesaler, by retailer, they had to advertise into newspapers that these and these batch numbers we are taking back. They had the information that which zones they have supplied which batch number, and accordingly they have done recall. Okay. So that is a challenge in India in case of recall, right? If the traceability is not maintained, you will face challenges in recall. That is for sure. Okay. So that is what about recall. So worldwide, if you see, you have maximum recalls in fruits and vegetables. Okay. Minimum recalls in cereal products. Okay. So 10% recall in dietetic foods, food supplement, fortified foods, 9% recall in nuts and other products. Okay. And there could be different reasons for the recall. It is not always a product failure. It is not always Salmonella or E. coli or something. If you type a recall, today's recall in US or today's recall in UK, you will get at least 10 to 15 recall every day. And if you type recall in India, food product recall in India, you will get hardly 1 or 2 examples. It is not the industry fault. It is the fault of consumer. You remember there was one incidence of soft drink pesticides. You remember? Maybe you were in 10th or 11th at that time. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And do you remember for how long your parent used to say, Nana beta, wo soft drink nahi pina hai, huh? Don't drink that. It has a pesticide. That is a problem in India. It is a consumer who doesn't accept thing. And that is why industry doesn't
Sir.
want that.
Hello.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Sir, you are discussing about food recall.
Yes.
Now, in which category does this fall? Whether it is who in consumer rights commission is solving the complaints, or who is
No, no,
the
it
party
is,
for that?
it is a FSSAI. It is
FSSAI, yes, sir, yes, sir. But how this? So how if anyone wants to, he is giving the complaint to the consumer forum, so FSA resolves this issue. Who resolves this issue?
See, there are two things. One, if you say you are going to consumer forum, okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, what kind of complaint you have? Okay.
Okay.
If you say that, okay, I consumed this product and there was a food poisoning.
Yes, sir. Okay, okay.
And if you go to consumer court and after 3 months, consumer court says, oh, you have to give compensation.
Okay.
By then the product is over in the market because the
Okay.
product itself was having 7-day shelf life. So in that
Okay.
case, immediately you have to approach regulatory authority.
FSSAI.
FSSAI, absolutely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, okay.
Okay, then they will take up because there is a problem of food poisoning or food infection.
Yes,
So
sir.
they will immediately plan the product recall through the
Okay.
FDA and through the local authority. They will manage that. Okay.
Okay.
So this is how it has to be looked into.
Uh,
Right.
Sir, if any product recall, if they have
Yeah.
given in advertisement, that will be a best for awareness, no, sir?
Yes, that is best awareness. But
Okay.
my problem is consumer as an industry. When I say my problem, it's an industry problem. Next day onward, 80% of people will say, sorry, don't buy this. Yesterday only they advertised that they have pesticides, they have worms in that. Isn't it? So this is a mentality of Indian consumer. So unless the consumer mentality changes, the industry will not come forward for any declaration or any recall.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay.
Then it will not resolve in India.
Absolutely, it will not resolve. That is the
Generation has to
problem.
change.
Exactly, the mindset of consumer has to change.
All right, sir.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Right. So any other questions?
No, sir. You have given very good examples, sir.
Thank you. So I'm available on
informative, sir.
I'm available on LinkedIn particularly. I'm not operating much on the Facebook, but LinkedIn, yes, because it is a professional network. You can connect me on LinkedIn. My WhatsApp number is there. My email ID is there. Any kind of food safety issue, regulatory issue, you can please connect and we can have a discussion, a query. We can be helpful to each other.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for you. I got the point of view that I should think like a general person, not like an MBA. MBA because MBA. Or I need, if I set up an industry, so I need the agribusiness graduates to run my business.
Absolutely.
But sir, but by doing PhD, you have vast knowledge of the subject.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very informative, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Over to Chetan.
So yeah, sir, Sanjay sir, it is a very, very beautiful presentation, sir. This is like what we want and what is the ground working of supply chain management, sir. This is the somehow the motto of our NAHEP. We work on the ground, sir. We are not going just like theoretically or on books, sir. We choose to work like in reality what is happening, sir. So you
Very
are
good.
brief knowledge and your brief discussion on real life, how we can think of as you resolve some of the doubts, as well as I will thank to Dhruv sir to making this section very interesting. His doubt session will make us promote us to go for more and more such kind of workshops. So this is very interactive. We feel happy to organize such kind of
Ac-
session. Yes, sir.
Ketan
So
sir, it's because of the NDRI we have a vast knowledge of the subject, so we ask the questions.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
because
sir.
of NDRI only, and PAU also is a very good university, has a good ranking. Because of that also.
Yes, sir. We will appreciate your
And my
moves and
friends
your
are also
actions, sir.
there of Marathi friends are also there from PAU. I have.
Yeah, sir. So this is the time to thank Sanjay sir, and hopefully we will have such more interactive session with you, sir. And
Certainly,
hopefully you will consider us next time.
certainly,
So,
certainly. Please
thank you.
approach. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
sir.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Take care. Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, okay, sir.
Participants, there is one announcement. Please on your videos. Sanjay sir, you too,
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
for taking the screenshot.
yeah.
Uh,
Now everyone is attentive.
yes. Participant, please on your videos. Power ma'am, Kunde, then Sweta Dombe, Apurva ma'am, Vaishal Bhagat ma'am. Please on your videos. Okay, thank you everyone.
Thank you. See you.
Thank you,
Bye
sir.
bye.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you,
you.
sir.